purpose of this video is to help you be able to distinguish between actual licensed anime products and the bootleg items. With so many bootleg items out there, sometimes it can be hard to tell if an item is licensed or not. Also, bootleg items are sometimes portrayed in a way that make them appear licensed, but if you're an educated buyer, you'll be able to know what questions to ask and what to look for to know if the item is licensed or not. You should want to buy licensed products not only because it legally helps support your favorite anime, but also because licensed products have a much higher quality, so you're going to be getting an item that will look better and last you a lot longer. If an item is made by a licensed manufacturer, there is going to be the manufacturer's logo somewhere on the product. The products I'm going to show you are all GE Animation products, but there are other manufacturers out there for different animes. Licensed manufacturers all pay good money to the intellectual copyright holder to be able to legally manufacture licensed products. So of course they're going to show off their logo proudly. Not only are they going to show off their logo, but there will also be the logo and information regarding the intellectual copyright holder, such as the anime studio or manga artist. You can find this stuff not only on the item's packaging, but also on the item itself. So in instances where the original packaging is missing, you will still be able to tell if it is licensed by looking at the actual product. If a seller tries to tell you that the packaging for the product is missing, but they assure you that it is licensed, you can ask to see the product tags for the copyright information. If the product has no discernible tags, you can bet the item is a bootleg. First, let's start off by comparing two plushes. Plushes are a little easier to spot because most of the time they don't come in fancy packaging. They might come in plastic bags, but even the licensed products don't have a lot when it comes to the package. Therefore, any copyright information has to be on the actual product. Now this Code Geass plush is an example of a bootleg item. This is exactly how we found him. He didn't come with any bags or anything. Now he looks really nice, you know, he's a pretty solid plush, but he is a bootleg item. If you look through all of the seams, there isn't a single tag on his body. So since there isn't a tag on him anywhere to be found, it's safe to say that he is a bootleg item. This Soul plush, on the other hand, is a licensed product. This is how he came to us in a plastic bag. The plastic bag has the copyright information on the back. It also has like some safety warnings on it. It has Great Eastern Entertainment on the bag itself, so we can tell that it is a licensed product. However, what if somebody was really sneaky and tried to sell you this Lelouch plush inside of this plastic bag? I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to open up the plastic bag and put another plush inside it, right? So how can you tell if the plush inside is actually a licensed plush? Well, all we have to do is look at the actual product. Now this Soul plush, he comes with an actual product tag. And what's special about the tag is on the back, it has the copyright information on it. It says copyright Atsushi Okubo and Square Enix, which is responsible for the manga production, and copyright TV Tokyo Media Factory, Bones, and Dentsu, which is involved in the anime production of it. So for those of you that have watched the anime or read the manga, one or two of those words should be familiar to you. And if we look at the actual product, if this tag was removed, the product itself would still have the copyright information because it has the tag sewn into the fabric. And on the tag, it echoes the same copyright information on the merchandise tag. So since there's the actual intellectual copyright info on the product itself, we can know that it is indeed a licensed plush. Okay, now let's move on to another hot topic, cosplay items. A lot of people need to buy a certain item to have an authentic looking cosplay, and because there's a high demand for those certain items, there's going to be a lot of bootleg items out there in the mix. Now first we're going to look at two Naruto headbands. Both of these are black Leaf Village headbands, and if you want to do an authentic Naruto Shippuden cosplay, you're going to need a black headband. Now the first one we're going to look at is the bootleg item. Notice that this one actually comes with packaging unlike the licensed one, but just because it has nice packaging does not mean it's authentic. If we look at the back, we see that it's written in Japanese. That might make it look authentic to some people since, the anime and manga are Japanese in origin, so what does it matter if it has Japanese on the back? However, that's not enough to guarantee that it's a licensed product. Yes, there are a lot of licensed Japanese products out there imported from Japan and written in Japanese, but those products also have the copyright logos somewhere on them so you can distinguish them as licensed products. This item, it does have some logos on it, so you might think that those are the logos of the manufacturer and copyright holders, but for you Naruto fans out there who have read the manga and watched the anime, you should have some idea of who's responsible for its production. Naruto is written by Masashi Kishimoto, and the anime is done by Viz Media, so you should see those two names somewhere on the packaging. As you can see, it doesn't have it, so we can rest assured knowing that it is bootleg. Now, if we look at the licensed one, it doesn't have any packaging, but it does have a product tag. And on the back of the product tag, we see the words Masashi Kishimoto and Viz Media. We also see Shonen Jump and Great Eastern Entertainment on it. Now, since it has the logos and companies involved with the production of Naruto products on it, we can tell that it is licensed. And while we're on the topic of Naruto, we also have a kunai knife to show you. This kunai knife came to us in a box, just like this. It's a nice box, so you might think that it's licensed, but the box has absolutely no logos on it except for the Naruto logo. So since we can't see any copyright information, we can't tell that it's licensed. If we look inside the box, again, there's absolutely no words or anything on it. As for the product itself, it's a nice looking product. It's kind of heavy, so you might think it's a good quality. It's got some nice detail to it. But again, there's absolutely no copyright information anywhere on the product. Since we can't find it on the product or the packaging, we can rest assured it is a bootleg item. And again, the bootleg items, they are inferior in quality. They might look nice for a little while, but they're going to wear down. It's going to scratch, get torn up. And this one, actually, if you look closely, already has a couple of dents and stuff in it. So just because it's cheaper does not mean that it's the better deal. Another cosplay item that we see a lot of bootleg competition for is Fullmetal Alchemist pocket watches. Now, this first one came to us in a nice looking tin box, and since a lot of GE products also come in tin boxes, you might think that it's a GE product. However, this product did not come in any extra packaging like the GE products do. So that should be one tip-off that it's not a licensed product. However, if we look closer at the item, we can also see that there is no copyright information on it. Since it came in the tin box is technically the packaging, and the packaging should have some copyright information on it. But as you can see, the tin box is completely blank. So if we take a closer look and look at the item itself, we will see that there's also no information on it. The watch looks kind of nice. It's got the same emblem that is in the actual anime. And on the inside, we see that it says, "Don't forget, 3 October 11, just like in the anime. So, it looks like a good replica. However, if we look at the back of it, it only says Fullmetal Alchemist on it. There isn't any information about the copyright holders or the production, so we have to assume it is a bootleg item. Now, if we take a closer look at the licensed one, we see that it came in actual packaging, and on the back of it, we see the words copyright Hiromu Arakawa /FA Project MVS, which is the manga side of it, and it says licensed by Funimation Productions Limited. It also has the Aniplex logo, and those are involved in the anime side of it. And we also see the GE logo on it, so we know that it was manufactured by GE. And then again, if we look at the actual product, we should see copyright information on it as well. Now, the tin box is blank, but the tin box is not part of the packaging, so that part doesn't have to have the logo information on it. Now, we can already tell by picking it up that this pocket watch is actually a lot heavier. It's more solid of a metal, so it feels like a better item. But even just by feeling it, we can tell the difference by looking at it. The inside, it's got a nicer, shinier watch to it. It also has the "Don't Forget October" on it. I guess it was in a different position than the other one. So I guess if that matters to you, that's maybe not the authentic, but again, this one feels like a inferior product. And also, if we look at the back of it, at the very bottom, there's the copyright information in the corner. It's abbreviated. All it says is copyright HA/FA PM and licensed by FUN. So we know by looking at the product that we already saw that information on it, and those words just echo the information on the packaging. So since it actually has the copyright information on it, we can tell it is a licensed product. But it's not only better because it's licensed, but actually you can see that the back of this actually comes off, and you're able to change the battery. So this watch is going to last you a lot longer, and even if it dies, you can reuse it. This other one, it's already died on us, and we only had it a couple of months. You can't change the battery, so all we have is just this deadbeat pocket watch. So it pays to buy the licensed one, not just because it's licensed and you're legally supporting it, but you're actually going to be able to reuse this one, unlike the other pocket watch. Alright, the last thing that we're going to look at are some necklaces. Here we have two different Death Note necklaces, and the first one is a bootleg item. If we look at the back of it, we see a mixture of Japanese and English, but again, we now know that just because it has Japanese is not enough to guarantee that it's a licensed item. We need to see the copyright information somewhere on the package to know that it is. And Death Note is written by Tsugumi Ohba and Takeshi Obata, and the anime is produced by Viz Media. So we need to see those words somewhere on the packaging to ensure that it's licensed. And since this does not have that on it, we can assume that it is bootleg. And if we take a look at the product itself, again, we should see some licensing information on it. But if we look at the necklace pendant, both front and back, it is completely blank. It doesn't have any information on it. So because there's no copyright information anywhere on the product or packaging, we have to assume it's a bootleg item. Now this other one is a licensed product. It comes with packaging, but again, that's not what makes it licensed, it's the information on the packaging. We can see that at the very bottom, it says copyright Tsugumi Ohba, Takeshi Obata, /Shueisha, VAP, Madhouse, and DNDP. It also has Viz Media on it, Shonen Jump, and Great Eastern Entertainment. Since it has, all the companies involved with the production of Death Note, we know that it is indeed licensed. But just to be safe, we can look at the product itself, and we should see that information on it as well. So if we look at the necklace, on the back of it, we see the letters copyright OSVMD. And those letters are just echoing the copyright information we saw at the bottom of the packaging. So since it has all of the copyright information we could possibly want on it, we can rest assured knowing that it is a licensed product. We hope that by comparing some bootleg items with some licensed ones, you will now be able to better identify licensed anime products. If you ever come across a product online or in person and want to know if it is licensed, you can ask the seller if there is any discernible intellectual copyright information anywhere on the product. If it is licensed, they should be able to provide you with proof. For more information about why you should buy licensed anime, or if you have any questions about licensed anime products, you can check out our website, shonenswag.com. We hope that in the future you can more easily spot the higher quality licensed products so that you can now legally help support your favorite anime.